Hey, finally, that only took about 4 attempts tonight. Oh, looks like we are finally here, hopefully. I don't know what the deal is, but man, this YouTube connection issue is getting to be a real problem. Neil's here with us. Randy's on. JP ready to go. Kevin Brown here. Gary Katz on. Cream City Pete back. Pete Winters on. Brian Dispatch. Neil's here. Leo made it back tonight. Glad you guys are all here and ready to go. There's Kevin L. Austin's on. Andy, the Rusty Oakie's here. John made it. So, anyway, I had Facebook set up, and Austin said there was no sound over there either. So, I don't know what's going on with it. So, I'm just not even going to mess with Facebook tonight. Other than making a post here that we had issues. There's Tony. Jim's here. Bear with me a second, guys, just so the Facebook people will know we're just over there tonight. Okay. All right. Steve's here, 67 Tempest. Randy made it tonight. Not that I know of. I don't know if don't know of any 3-speed overdrives that I have for sure. I do have to pick up some transmissions this week, but I don't know what they are. Let's see. Jeff from Ottawa. Glad you guys are all here and ready to go. Like I said, a little bit monkeyed up tonight because of trying to get both systems to go. There's Matt. Will have to be from a truck behind a T-lock. That I'm not sure about at all. You bet, Dispatch. Here we go. Oh, Y block. Yeah, that I don't know. Yep, it's still here, Pete. For the time being, it's still here. It's probably going to come apart here fairly soon, but it's still here as of right now. So anyway, I'm going to forewarn you guys real quick. I am beat. So you're probably going to see me yawning tonight. So we'll see how things go. But we may not get into a magazine tonight. We'll see how time flows. Because like I said, it's been a long week. We'll get into some of that here in a little bit. It's been a good week because I found a ton of cool stuff, especially if you're a Ford fan. I got a ton of killer Ford stuff this week and a bunch more coming in over the next week. So, the 65 Ford truck short. Yep, that's a pretty good old pickup. So anyway, bear with me as you see me yawning, working through tonight. Auction Hudson hubcap. You lost me, Brian. There's Dennis Chapman. Pappy's here. Pappy, I got your text, so I'll get you a check out. Just haven't had time to get back with you. Anyway, as always, before we get too deep into things, let's take care of a little housekeeping. Please double check your comment before you hit send. If autocorrect changes to something I can't understand, I will have to skip it. I try to catch most comments. I do miss a few occasionally, but I do try to catch most of them unless I can't make them out. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, we're not over there tonight because we shut it down. So, perfect, Pappy. There's Jesse. No, we do not have a Hudson hubcap in the auction tonight. Trolls, occasionally we do get a troll or two on here. You guys do a great job of making them sure they know they're not welcome, and we got a couple people helping us out with them, but they do occasionally still jump on here. Super chats are always awesome, and of course ads. We are dealing with ads. There's not much we can do about it, so other than bear with it. There's David Dushin and David W. both made it tonight. Glad you guys are here. So anyway, before we get into what happened this week, because it has been nutso. Just so much going on, not a lot of sleep. And that's why you're going to probably see me yawning tonight. But first off, the gathering of the Nobodies 2 weeks away. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. Holy cow. Pete sent out another update email to everybody that is planning on coming. If you still want to come, please get with us and let us know. I know there are a few people that, scheduling conflicts, you got to kind of wait towards the end. So I think he said we've got 24 people committed as of right now. So it's going to be a good turnout. It's going to be a lot of fun. But please let us know if you still want to try to come, and we can get you on the list. So we did have a handful of people getting signed up and locked in this week, and it's going to be a fun weekend. So sounds great, Pappy. No problem. Perfectly understand. Lee made it from New York. I know, Kenny. It's crazy. It's already upon us almost. I got a lot of stuff to clean up at the yard yet too. But it's coming together nicely. I am super excited about you guys becoming being part of it again this year, and seeing how it goes, and see if we're gonna have to plan a third one next year. So we'll kind of see how things shake out. But it is coming together. I've got to get with Ryan at the brewery to get everything finalized with him. See if we can make the trivia stuff work, and just like I said, just trying to get a few of those little things nailed down so that we're ready to go on, for the gathering here in a couple weeks. All the front attachments of a 64 283. Depends on what you need. That's a whole bunch of different questions. But the best thing to do is call me, because that's like 100 different questions in one. So the best thing to do is call me and go over the specifics and the details on that. Yep, and I understand that, but Cream City Pete, they're stopping on the way back from Pate. They're going to Pate and then coming back here on the way through. So maybe you can work something out there. That's what Pete's doing. So excited that those guys are going to be able to make it. No problem, De Beaumont. Oh. But can't believe it's already here. So yeah, some of you guys that are going to Pate, because like I said, that's what's going to work out for Cream City Pete, is they are going to catch us on the way back. I don't think he's going to be here Friday night, but they're planning on being here Saturday. So something to bear in mind for you guys that are going to hit Pate if you're on your way back Saturday. The Nobody's training. We had another class Thursday night. We went over some eBay stuff. Had a lot of fun with Pete and with Bill, and I think we're all learning something out of it. So if you're still interested in joining that, you can go ahead and get into that, and you do still have access. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, no kidding. Well, I got the string. Thanks, Randy. Supercharged Super Chat. Always appreciate that. Oh, I see. That makes sense, Randy. Supercharged Super Chat. Hey, there's Charles stopping by tonight. Glad Charles made it. Charles been so busy with that trailer, we haven't seen much of him lately. That's good, because that means he's selling a lot of coffee. Supercharged Super Chat. There goes the hearts. Awesome, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks, Randy. Sounds good, Pete. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Glad it looks like you're going to be able to be part of it. I'll touch on this again a little bit later, but I want to bring it up now. Next Sunday, hey, there's Briggs. Next Sunday, I may be out of town. Since it is the Sunday before the gathering, there's Chad Woyan. Even if I'm out of town, I will try to jump on from the hotel for a bit. Just because it is literally the week before the gathering. That's still a little bit up in the air, but it is a distinct possibility that I may not be in town next weekend. So, excuse me, bear that in mind. I will definitely try to get on for a little while, even if it's not a regular episode, just to keep everybody updated and make sure that we've got everything in order for the gathering. So I'll be on in some way, shape, or form, but it may be a short, just a catch-up episode to nail down the final details of the gathering. And then we're going to start, so we'll see you guys on the following Friday after that already. So bear that in mind. that that is a possibility for next week. Now, like I told you guys, this week was out of control. We obviously had the auction. I hope you guys caught the auction preview video from Wednesday night. I went and shot that on Monday. It was kind of a last minute deal, but we got it done. We got it in. Yep, no problem, Chad. I understand that happens. People have lives. They're busy. There's lots of things going on. So that is definitely a part of it. I understand that it doesn't always work out, but always appreciate you guys when you can jump in and hang out for a bit. So anyway, went and shot that Monday, stopped and looked at a load of parts on the way home from that deal, ended up filling the truck Monday evening. Didn't get home till after 8 Monday night, and then I went and ate late after I got home. And then after I took a shower, I was too wired up to go to bed, so I came back to the shop at 10 o'clock Monday night and worked till 2. So that's how my week started off. Tuesday, I got the truck unloaded, got some parts shipped. Wednesday, I actually worked at the yard, believe it or not, which was kind of odd. I haven't spent 4 or 5 hours in a shot at the yard in a long, long time. Will there be a show Sunday night on the Gathering weekend? We'll do something, Brian. We probably won't have a full episode, but we'll probably get together, since I won't have time to actually build the whole episode out like we normally do. So we will probably do kind of a recap that night of the Gathering and probably just kind of plan on a short episode the Sunday after the Gathering. So plan on that the next 2 weeks. Next week, maybe a short episode. The week after that will be just a recap of the Gathering for all you other guys. And hopefully everybody gets home safe by then, and we'll be able to jump on with us at that point as well. So I got the video up Wednesday night of the auction preview. Thursday, tried to get a few things done. I got a call Thursday afternoon on another big deal. I had to run out and look at it Thursday late afternoon. Ended up buying a bunch more stuff there. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. Auction, of course, Friday, which was nuts. I had to be out of here by 7 Friday morning. I didn't get home until, I think I got home at 10 Thursday night, and I had to be on the road by 7 Friday morning to the auction. Auction went well, but then it was just a crazy day getting loaded. And then Friday night I got tied up. Didn't even get a video up Friday night. I could have done it later at like 9 or 10, but I just decided to just skip it, and we'll get it up later. So hopefully this week we'll be back on a normal schedule on videos and kind of getting the content out there as we should be doing. It's just things got a little haywire this week. Yes, I did get that, Kevin. Yes, I did get that. I was going to tell you that tonight as well. So we're good on that. And then Michael Brown, I don't know if you're on or not. I got your payment, but I had no address on you. So I do need that yet on yours if Michael is with us, or if he gets on later. Hopefully I can remember to tell him that. Mostly caught up. Other than that, there's and then I know there's a few of you guys that pay after a week or two after, see if you get a couple more items, a few things hanging like that. So, but other than that, we're in pretty good shape on things. But anyway, like I mentioned to you guys, it was bananas. And this coming week isn't going to be any better. So, Ford parts. Like I said, if you guys are the Ford nuts that are hanging out with us, you're going to want to stay tuned because I have gotten a ton of cool Ford stuff. 3 deuces for a Y block, dual carbs for a 300, several boxes of Newell stock. I've got some cool stuff this week for Ford stuff. And did you guys? Most of you guys catch the auction preview video? I didn't know how many of you guys saw that or not, but I hope most of you guys caught the auction preview video because obviously there was a lot of Ford stuff there as well. And so we're going to be having some more stuff coming from that collection as well. The And these are a couple of different places, believe it or not. This isn't all from the auction. One interesting thing that I did get bought out of one of these loads, I haven't picked it up yet, but I know you guys are going to be excited about it because we're going to be using this stuff in the videos. We're going to be using it on Sunday nights, and it looks like an amazing collection. I haven't seen much of it, but I'm really excited about it because there are multiple boxes of this stuff. Big collection. This guy was a serious collector, loved this stuff, and just ended up buying the whole collection from him. And like I said, we're going to use the heck out of it. I'm very excited about it. It is very well organized, so I will be able to find what I need to do videos. We've been having a lot of fun with them on here, even on Sunday nights, and that is sales brochures. I mean, the sales brochures that we've been looking at have been a blast. That whether they're artwork, whether they're actual photographs from the era, from the time period, we've been having a lot of fun with sales brochures. There goes the hearts. I love the hearts. And so the sales brochure collection, I have no idea how much is in there. There are supposedly a few other pieces other than sales literature. There's supposed to be a few dealer albums and some other things like that, but it is primarily sales literature. And they're in like boxes that are like 6 inches wide. So you can stack a lot of brochures in a 6-inch stack. And I'm thinking there are probably, they're 6 inches wide and, I don't know, 20 inches square or something. They're just all lined up there. John loves the sales brochure. We've been having a lot of fun with sales brochures. You guys have had a lot of positive comments since we added that to the show. Everybody seems to really like it. And so, I mean, like I said, the photographs from the era or whether it's artwork. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate that. I try. I think it's unorganized because I know where everything that is not in its right place is at, and it drives me nuts. So I think it's unorganized, but I do appreciate the comment. That's nice of you. Yeah, we will, just like we've been doing. What did we start about a month ago with the sales brochure every week? So we will definitely be utilizing this collection with the sales brochures. Hey, there's Glenn. On Sunday nights, as well as, in fact, I bought some cars last week, and I texted the guy I bought it from, and I said, "Hey, is this, and this in there?" And he goes, "Yep, we've got them." So those sales brochures, I'm also going to utilize them when we do the walk-arounds on the vehicles, just like we've been doing with some of the other literature. So now we're going to have some more information on that car when we do the walk-around videos on it. So I'm excited to use them for both the walk-around videos on new inventory as well as using them on Sunday nights. So, like I said, the boxes are probably 6 inches wide, which you can put a lot of sales brochures in 6-inch stack. And I'm guessing there are 20 to 25 boxes of it. So we're talking hundreds of pieces of sales literature. And I don't know for sure what's there. I opened like 2 boxes and just kind of looked inside. I was like, man, these things are full. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here. And like I said, the guy did an amazing job with the collection. It's categorized, it's sorted. Hey, there's Frank. I am definitely excited about it. I can't wait to start utilizing it here for you guys, as well as the using it on videos on cars as they come in. It's going to be a lot of fun. But an amazing collection. And I've got to go back out there this week and work on some more stuff. But some great stuff in there. There's an overhauled 5-speed out of like a Fox body Mustang that came in the deal that he had rebuilt and was going to put it into a different car. Hey, there's Bill Disc. And so, I mean, just a ton of Ford stuff on that deal. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in there. Hey, there's Chad. Welcome to, he's a new member to the group, right? I guess that's, yeah. I still don't understand all these colored boxes. Thanks for joining, Chad. Appreciate it. OCD and junkyards just don't seem to go together. Well, like I said, I understand that I can't keep everything the way I want it, but I am working on it, and it just takes a lot of time. It really does. Greg Poole from BC. Thanks. Appreciate that, Greg. And like I said, and this week's going to be exciting. I've got to get back to the auction. We've got, I got 5 there, 5 cars, and we bought a ton of parts too. Dad bought a ton of parts. We filled the truck before we came home. We got at least one more pickup load of just parts. Probably 2 pickup loads of parts to go get yet. So, not only people care about the cars, they made even the sales brochures. And that's right. That's why I'm so excited about them. Just because this guy has the collection so well organized. And guys, wait till you see tonight's sales brochure. I've got a knockout one picked out for tonight. I know you're going to be excited about it as well. Oh, and when I went and shot the auction Monday, that place I stopped on the way back, that was an attic dig. So I've got content from the attic dig as well as the goodies I got from there. So that video will be coming up sometime soon. And still trying to figure all this stuff out. So I'm trying to read the screen as we're going. Chad, I do appreciate you joining, becoming a new member. We're having a lot of fun on here, and it's super exciting to see you guys commit to the membership groups and hang out with us. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. So we'll have the attic digging video coming up. I shot a bunch of video at the auction. Tim and I both shot it. So Mr. Good Pliers will be having some auction footage, and I will be having some auction footage from Friday's auction. So that content will be coming up. And then we had the last couple days have been an absolute blast. We had some friends here. We had a lot of fun. We got him loaded up. But how many of you guys are subscribed to Riding with Alex Taylor or Hot Rods by Dennis Taylor? Any of you guys on their channels? Good people. Been friends with them for several years. So, are you guys, any of you guys familiar with them, with the Taylors? Because they were here this weekend. Like I said, we've known them for several years. They're great people. Love hanging out with them, and had a blast with them this weekend. Cream City PC and Pote. Kevin watches them. Sweet. So, if you guys are not subscribed to them, be sure to check them out. Yep, they are from Arkansas, down in Pete's area. Yeah, I'm sure you have, Neil. So they were here. They got here. Awesome, Kenny. Definitely do it because we've got some great content coming up there. Tony watches them. We had a ball. Dennis and I just feed off each other. Dennis and I just feed off of them or off of each other. We had a blast. I don't even remember half the stuff we shot, but it was a good time. He came up to get some stuff for his newest project, which I don't think has been revealed yet. And then he ended up buying some more stuff. Did Dodge use a specific roof mount visor, or were they all aftermarket? For your pickup, Randy, over the years, I have had one Pilot House that came in with a Fulton on it. But that was years ago, and I don't remember exactly how it was configured. That's the only visor I've ever seen on a Pilot House, and it was a Fulton. I do remember that, but I don't remember the specifics about it. Yep, I remember that well, Neil. I went that year. We just rode along and hung out. That year, we weren't racing, but yep, I do remember that well. But so we had a ball. Shot a ton of content. I will definitely have a video up on. I shot some stuff on my phone. Alex airdropped a bunch of stuff she shot to my phone. We did some crazy stuff. We had a blast. We have. Yeah, we could have met way back, Neil. Dennis and I came up with a whole bunch. And Neil will be able to understand this because Neil knows them well. Dennis and I came up with a whole bunch of really bad ideas. So we may have some more fun content coming sometime here in the next few months, because Dennis had a lot of really great bad ideas, and it really all sounded like great plans to me. So not really sure where that's going to go, but we did have a lot of fun. Like I said, they're great people. We've known them for a long time, and always have a blast hanging out with them. And this weekend was absolutely no exception. And they're on the way back to Arkansas right now. I shouldn't even be back yet. Yeah, we were all sober. Yep, we didn't. Well, of course, we didn't leave the yard till 7:30 last night. Time we went 8. They came down here to the shop. They didn't leave the shop here till 10, and I still had to get back to work. I ran over my shoe, so I didn't even get. I didn't get started on this till 10 last night. Didn't get out of here till 1. And then we headed back out to the yard this morning and finished loading and tying down. But had a great time. So check them out. Definitely subscribe, because there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming on all of our channels. And I think, it sounds like we're going to do some more fun stuff here over the next several months. So definitely looking forward to more bad decisions involving Hot Rods by Dennis Taylor and riding with Alex Taylor. So, yeah, Dennis has his channel's fairly new. I think he started it about 6 months ago or so. So it was a lot of fun. So stay tuned, guys. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up on those channels as well. And can't wait to hopefully for them to get back out here and do some more crazy stuff. Merch, Chad, on my merch, is that what we're talking about? Or theirs? Or both? Not really sure. So, on my stuff, obviously, we've still got shirts. We've got the order from Pappy. I think Pappy did say he threw a few extra pieces in. So there will be 1 or 2 extra plates and maybe 1 or 2 extra mugs that are going to be available, but not much, because we're going to have a couple of them at the gathering. So still got shirts. I am getting low on shirts. I did talk to my shirt guy again. I've got to get a new design idea to him and get a new batch of shirts ready. It's just the way things have been going here lately. It's just been bananas. So shirts, stickers, and then, of course, the plates and mugs that Pappy has on our way right now. So if there's anything you're interested in, Chad, just let me know. And Alex, the 55 flyer. Yep. Yeah, her 55 is pretty fast. It's been well into the 6s multiple times. So you bet, Chad. And so, like I said, they're just good people, a lot of fun to hang out with. We'll see how far south this collaboration stuff can go with Dennis and I. There's already some things started off down the wrong path, which is epic. Alex is like, you two get going and you don't shut up. She's like, I tell you to shoot for 3 to 5 minutes, and 11 minutes later, you're still talking. It's like, well, it happens sometimes, because we have a lot of fun. The Nobody's page. Let's check that out real quick. The live wasn't working, but let's check out the Nobody's page. Ooh, what's that, Matt? Automobile Digest. 29 to 36 Automobile Digest. I bet those are similar to our automobile trade journals we've got. Those look super interesting, Matt. A 48 to 54 toy truck. That's perfect for you, Andy. Ads are great. Oh, old school slots. Randy got a batch of old school slots. If you guys are not on the Nobody's page, be sure to check it out. Pete out rolling with the C10. Pete Winters buying cans. It's awesome the way you guys are contributing to this. Buick Man working on the Centurion. More swap meet finds from Matt. Oh, Ryan Winkleman. making some 30s truck parts today, man. Ryan does some really killer stuff. You've got to check out what he's got going. That dude is super talented. And of course, Pete got up the new post about the gathering coming up. Kyle posting up, that is a Plymouth cap. Nick posted more hubcap or more license plates. So, man, there's a lot of great stuff on here. So you guys have got to be on the No Buddies page on Facebook. If you're not, answer the questions, and Andy or Zach will get you in. It's awesome what you guys have been contributing to that. That's what I'm saying, Glenn. The stuff that dude is cranking out is pretty amazing. What are you doing, Great Kitty? Great Kitty. You gonna come say hi? New inventory. Well, as always, there's always more stuff coming in. Like we mentioned earlier, tons of parts. I filled my Colorado twice this week. And honestly, that stuff is literally piled in the middle of the floor out in the shop because this week has been so crazy. I got to get some of it picked up because I'm zigzagging around piles at this point. So hopefully we will be getting, I'll be making some headway on some of that. I just don't know exactly when, but there is a lot of cool stuff in there. But I did bring one car home from the auction Friday. We did take a trailer with us. Great kitty. What? Come here. You want to come say hi? Like I said, I got 5, and I did bring one home. The one I brought home is very, very interesting, to say the least. I can't wait to do a little bit more research on it so that I will be able to share a little bit more knowledge with you guys about this particular car. Only made for a little over 2 years. Very, very limited production. Very limited production. Hand built. And just one that you don't ever, ever, ever see. Now, this car is rough. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is no cream puff. But I don't know where you would ever find parts for one if you needed one. Hey, there's Brett. Where are you at tonight, Brett? Because you just don't ever see these cars. They were made from late 1955 through 57. Not a Stearns Knight, mid-50s, so. Great kitty. What? Come here. You want to say hi or not, moron? Come here, knucklehead. No, unfortunately, it's not a Tucker. What? What? You want to come say hi or not? You're standing right there meowing. Are you coming over or not? What? Apparently not. The car was really rusty from the outside, but after I unloaded it and picked it up with a loader, I was really surprised how decent the car was structurally. Still not worth building, but actually not as bad as I kind of expected it to be. They made 3,000 of them in about 2.5 years. They lost money on every one they made. They were so complex, so difficult to build. In the mid-50s, these cars were like 10 G's. I mean, that was like the cost of a house. I mean, in today's world, it was like well over $100,000 in the 2020s. So this was a very, very expensive premier luxury car, and you don't ever see them. I actually managed to buy the Continental Mark II that they had at the auction. Great kitty. Hey, quit tearing stuff up. It is a really cool, really unique car. Super unique roof line. Things are crazy heavy. The only option that was available was AC, which this car does have. They weren't fast. They weigh 5,000 pounds. Yeah, without AC, they're like 4,900 and something, and with AC, they're just a tick over 5,000 pounds. It has one of the coolest sets of valve covers I've ever seen. Dennis saw it, and he's like, dude, you have to sell me that engine because I want those valve covers. I'm going to put it in a car because of those valve covers. I was like, I want to put the valve covers on my wall. These things are awesome. And a lot of people say it's a Lincoln. It is not branded as a Lincoln. It is specifically branded as a Continental Mark II. It does not say Lincoln anywhere on it. These were designed to be even a step above the Lincoln. The Continental was the top dog, top of the line, even above the Lincoln. However, like I mentioned earlier, they were so expensive to produce, so difficult to produce. The frame on this car is unlike anything you've ever seen on a production automobile. But and to be in all fairness, these were a hand-built specialty car, even though they were made by Ford. But I mean, some of the chunks of the frame literally look like square tubing. I mean, that's literally what some of it looked like. I wasn't under there real long, but just got it up and ran under for a few seconds, take a glimpse at it. And when I get ready to do the video on it, I'll put it up on my processing rack and we'll look underneath this thing because the framework is so unique and almost to a certain extent crude the way the frames on these cars were put together. So neat car. I'm obviously excited about it. Hey, there's Steve. Yep, it'll be here when you get here in a couple weeks, Steve. So, yep, that Continental Mark II is here. And then, like I said, I got 4 more to go back and get. Probably should have bought a few more, but it's a little over an hour one way to get there. So I didn't want to buy 10 of them, you know. But the Lincoln Futura, no, the Continental Mark II is nothing like the Futura. The production Lincolns are probably closer to the Futura design than the Mark II was. The Mark II was a very, very long nose, formal roof type car. And hey, there's Tractor Mike, made it tonight. Finally off work. Great kitty. I thought they were all pretty reasonable. No, I did not buy the 63 SS. Just wasn't much there. You know, it was pretty much a shell and a couple pieces. And there again, when I'm running an hour each way, a little over an hour each way, I tried to stick with mostly complete stuff. Oh, that don't sound good, Steve. So I bought one that's kind of stripped down, but most of it, I tried to stick with the complete stuff, or mostly complete, just because of the travel time to get them picked up. But definitely, if you can't tell, definitely excited about adding the Continental Mark II to the collection here. So, and like I said, I don't know how many people are going to need parts for one, but if anybody ever does need parts for one, there's not a lot of them out there to get with. They only made about right at 3,000 of them, and started making them at the end of 55. I don't know when they quit making them. I sent the ID tag to my buddy Phil Skinner, our resident Edsel expert who's been on here with us before. And he ran the VIN, and he said it is a late production Mark II built in 57. So it is a 57 Mark II. Sounds good, Steve. Hey, there's Alan. Foose was building one about a year ago. So it, like I said, I'm excited about it. I love getting different stuff like that into the yard, weird stuff. You know, that's the type of stuff that hopefully long term will make my facility stand out. You know, and people will remember it when they need stuff. So I'm just gonna stare at it. I don't know if I would do that with the whole car, but I will definitely stare at those valve covers because they are. Oh man, they're amazing. Great, Kenny. That's why we do this. That's the whole purpose. Everybody can learn something. So needless to say, I'm excited about that. And like I said, we'll be bringing you some more content. We got a ton of parts. I think we're going to try to make a run down there next week and get 2 more cars and probably fill both trucks. We'll take Dad's truck down too. See what we can get stuffed in there. Not 100% sure we're going to get it all done on that load. But like I said, I'm going to have to go back after more cars anyway. So even if we don't get all the parts on the next run, we got to go back anyhow. So we'll get her figured out one way or the other. But obviously super geeked that I ended up with the Mark II Continental at the auction. How about license plates? Anybody want to buy a license plate? We haven't sold anything yet tonight. Let's break off here and sell a plate or a cap or do something. I got a weird cap tonight. Real weird cap. I don't even know if you guys are going to bid on it. It's so weird. Tractor Mike is on here. He will bid $1 on it, I'm sure. Kenny's getting thirsty. I don't blame you. In fact, it's been a minute, so let's just double you up right out of the gate. Tractor Mike bidding $1. That's what I figured. You want to do the weird cap first and then do a license plate? I found this at my buddy's yard where I do all the content, and that's why I grabbed it. It was laying in a car, and it's weird, so I picked it up. It isn't extreme. Well, it's not extremely old. It's probably 40 years old. It's probably 80s. Greg, it's a great buy. They are a beautiful car. You're 100% right, Greg. Those are a very, very elegant car. So can't wait to share that one with you. Let's do this weird cap. And Tractor Mike going to be broke after this week, so bid now, pay later. That's right. Hopefully, we're going to be bringing you guys some content from Tractor Mike here very, very soon. So we'll put him on the buy now, pay later plan for this goofy cap because he's probably going to buy it for $1 because I don't know if you guys are going to bid on this or not. But literally, it was laying there. It was funny. Tractor Mike does have a mega surprise. Mega surprise. I'm geeked. I'm not going to tell you. It is super, super cool. I've seen pictures of it. I'm excited. I can't be any more excited for him about this mega surprise coming up from Tractor Mike. So anyway, we're going to see if anybody else other than Tractor Mike's $1 bids on this cat. And it might not. I'm not kidding. There might not be another bid. Because it's weird. I just picked it up because it was laying there and I figured it would be funny. And we'll see what you guys think. Who wants to buy a cap off of an Audi? The little 4 circles there, the German Audi. Like I said, I found it laying there in a car at my buddy's place. It's like probably an 80s Audi. Who knows? Negative $1. We're going backwards. All right. We're going to give it 30 seconds to even get a bid before we throw it back in the pile. We're at -1. I will now have to pay Tractor Mike $1 to take the Audi cap. Mike from New Waverly, Texas. We're going to go a few more seconds to see if anybody else will buy this will bid on it, or if I have to pay Tractor Mike $1 to take it. Austin is now bidding $1. Kevin L, $2. We're at 30 seconds. We got a minute to go. It is stainless. $3 with Austin. It also makes a good hat. Kevin L at $5. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Kevin L at $5 on the Audi cap. 1 minute gone. Austin and Kevin are my new friends. At least I don't have to pay Tractor Mike $1 to take it. Kevin L at $5. Is Austin going to come back? It does kind of look like a UFO, actually. And we're going to throw this in Kevin's box for $5. He can pick that up when he comes to the gathering. Hey, there's Scott. All right. It was fun doing something. It's fun doing crazy stuff. Let's actually do a cool license plate now. Gonna give it to his nephew. He just bought one. Okay. How about this one? Oh, this is kind of cool. 10,000 Lakes. This is actually a pretty decent looking plate. I don't know that maybe we did one that said 10,000 Lakes. From Minnesota in 1951. This is actually, it's a metal plate that is painted silver. All embossed. See how this is all stamped in it. Clean looking plate, 555-434. This is a standard size plate pretty much. Yeah, basically 12 by 6. On the 10,000 Lake, 1951 Minnesota. Tractor Mike in there with -1 again, probably. I haven't seen that pop up yet, but that actually was pretty funny. I got to give him credit for that. So, 1951 Minnesota. Tony at 10 as we hit the timer and get ready to go. Nope. Actually, I do need to get like a few more screws in that frame before the gathering to make sure that she stays up there in her position. So 30 seconds gone. A minute left to go. Tony at 10. Hudson badge. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Tony at 10. 1 minute gone. Tony at 10, about ready to wrap this one up. This is going to go in Tony's pile of plates. I think he's got a few out there ready to go. Tony, 16, making sure nobody else jumps in on him. And it worked. Tony at 16, making sure he covered himself. We'll add that to the stack Tony's got out there getting ready to head his way. Okay, boycotting all Minnesota people and plates. Got called out on Facebook from a Minnesota guy telling me I didn't know how an internet auction worked. I bet that went well. I bet that was an interesting conversation on Facebook. You want to do one more thing? You want to do some badges here real quick? We'll give you this badge. Want to do one more auction real quick? Yeah, monitored with a camera and chain to the wall. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing something like that for the gathering. She survived last year, so I'm hoping hoping she makes it through the weekend intact this time. Okay. Emblems. You guys want to do some emblems real quick or move on? Uh-oh, guys. Hold on. Sounds great, Briggs. Hold on. Just got something. Bear with me. You're going to wait. You just hold on. Okay. Holding, but really got to pee. The 480 live wire behind her. Okay. Lunch. This is my buddy for lunch. 16-hour slow smoke brisket for lunch. You guys had his brisket last year. 16-hour slow smoke brisket, beans, smoked mac and cheese. Yeah. Wow. That's there goes the hearts. I'm actually getting a little hungry. Because that is wow. So how's that found for lunch, guys? I know you need to leave work early, Glenn. You don't want to miss this. This is wow. 16-hour slow smoke brisket for lunch. So you guys that are signed up have an idea what's coming. You guys that aren't signed up, get signed up. It's good stuff, guys. And he's also going to do the breakfast for us again like he did last year. Doing some breakfast burrito stuff. What was he talking about for that? Maybe some smoked pork wraps for Sunday. So, yeah. What do you think of that, guys? So now we're all excited. I know I'm excited because it's good stuff. All right, let's do one more badge auction. This is kind of a mixture for our Mopar fans. Where's our Mopar guys at? Soon to be. Okay. A badge bundle. Actually, it's kind of a mixture of Mopar stuff here. We'll start off with a basic Chrysler badge. This is all out of my buddy's yard. Randy at the Nut Farm at 10. This is a pot metal Chrysler emblem. A little over 5 inches long. It does have some pitting. It has nice shiny chrome. Only has one stud left. But a good looking badge, cool font on it. This next piece is really kind of different. And I don't know what you do with it, but it was too cool to leave lay there. This was actually a glove box door off of a late 40s Dodge. And it was broke off at the bottom, so I actually just cut it with a hacksaw on this Dodge fluid drive panel. Like I said, this was a glove box door. That's where the button was at. It says Dodge Fluid Drive here. This is a pot metal panel. It was all broke up down here, so I just cut it off. So various things you could do with it. You could, make a picture frame out of it, hang it up. It says Fluid Power on it, or Fluid Drive. $13.5 by $5.5. And finally, a Fratzog horn button off of a mid-60s Dodge. $3.5 in diameter. Yeah, that's another great idea, Tony. Put a clock in there. So all three of these pieces Making my notes here because I ain't going to be able to write when I hold them up. On the Mopar bundle, that's what you're getting. All 3 pieces, one-shot deal. Randy with a nut farm at 10, and away we go. Then on to the promo model next. Yep, it is a little bit thick. Back when they even put some meat into the emblems instead of a piece of plastic you stuck on with some tape. 30 seconds gone. Randy at 10. Matt, 15. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Yeah, he's put that right in there. I'm just trying to find a way to hold it so you guys can all see it. Matt, 15. About ready to wind her up. Matt at 15. Randy at 16. And yep, he got in there right as it went to 130. Kevin L was too late. Randy at 16. Matt at 18. Randy at 16 is where it was at 130. They were trying. It was just all too late. All right. Moving on. Time for a promo model. Then we'll catch a badge, a cap, and the amazing brochure that is coming up. Tonight's promo is a great one, as if all these Chevrolets have not been great. I'm going to give you a Hudson badge to think about it. And as you guys are well aware of, the Chevy collection of promos that Dad and I bought in September at that auction, they sold 84 of them. We ended up with 49 of them, 50 if you count the one tractor Mike's got. Tonight, we're going to look at the other pickup. Yes, the 1970 Chevy C10 factory promo model in yellow. And yes, that's what Chevy called it that year. It was yellow. Pete's in love. As with all the promos out of this collection, condition is second to none. It's not beat up. It's not chipped up. The bumpers aren't chipped. The tailgates don't stay up very well on either one of these that we got, but all original hubcaps and wheels. Bottom, as always on most of these promos, these are not extremely detailed. It's one piece of injection molded plastic. Yep, that's right, Austin. You've been waiting to see this one. Inside, it actually has bucket seats in it, if you guys can see those in there, which was optional on those trucks. Still even has the gas cap over here on the side of it. So if you guys remember these trucks, all these promos were taken home by the dealer. Whatever they liked every year, they took them home, put them on a shelf in the house. They were never exposed to the elements. They were never exposed even to the shop world. They were on the shelf in their house, and condition is just outstanding on all of them. Believe it or not, we've still got a long ways to go on this deal. We got 49 of them, so right at a year's worth. And, we got them in September. So, a little over the halfway point probably. And some amazing stuff coming up. This one definitely a good one. There was only 2 pickups. This one, and I think the green one was a 69 we did a while back. But there it is, this 1970 C10 CST custom sport truck in yellow. And yes, it actually does say CST on the fenders. I don't know if you guys can make it out or not, but it actually does have the CST badging cast into this mold. How about a badge for tonight? Not sure if they made, well, I mean, they made the long beds for years. I mean, you get 9-foot beds back in the 30s. So that 9-foot bed deal was not just, strictly that era of truck. They had 9-foot beds way back in the 30s on trucks. You never see them anymore. Most of those trucks were commercial trucks. They were pretty heavy. They were used very heavily. Over the years, most of them never got saved because everybody just wanted half-ton short beds. See, there I go again. But no, that 9-foot bed was available for years. The CST was the custom sport truck. Camper Special would have been heavier springs and things like that. 68 real truck, same body. Yep. So the CST was custom sport truck. There again, with the bucket seats, a little sportier, a little fancier, a little different trim. I think the CSTs were the ones that had this tailgate panel on it, which actually this would have been a separate panel. It's molded into the plastic on the promo. But the CSTs actually would have had this trim panel on them. Yes, they did call them a Longhorn in this era. That is correct. But that 9-foot bed was available for years. Yeah, good promos aren't cheap, Austin. That's for sure. Yeah, we spent a little money on that deal, but we got some great stuff. And believe it or not, guys, we haven't even seen some of the best stuff. We've seen some really good stuff, and there's a few we haven't even seen. We haven't even seen the most valuable ones. Hudson badge, and what the heck? Let's give you an Auburn badge too. How about a badge? This is a pretty good size one tonight, a pretty unique one. Out of the new Ford, some of the Ford stuff from this week, the 1957 Ford Fairlane trunk ornament. This is a pop metal badge. Start another badge for ice cream Sunday night eaters. Well, that wouldn't be any fun because I don't have any ice cream. It's actually a great idea, though. Holy cow. We need an ice cream badge. Oh, wow. You threw me off on that, Scott. We need an ice cream badge. Actually, but then I'm going to need ice cream. Ice cream badge. You may be onto something there, Scott. We'll think about that one. Definitely some support for it. But this 57 Ford trunk ornament, this is a pop metal assembly with a plastic insert. This one does have some pitting on it. It's not busted up or chipped. It does still have the plastic insert, said Fairlane right here. The Ford symbol down here. This is actually one piece of plastic when we look at the back. All the way up here from the top in the crown, all the way down to the Ford badge was all one piece of plastic. I can do some oatmeal cookies too. Man, you guys are killing me. Oatmeal cookies sound really good. Not as big as the oatmeal raisin, but regular oatmeal cookies, I can do that. Use a Divco truck badge. Okay. That's actually a great idea, Randy. We got to find us a Divco truck badge. Eric's here with us, but back to this 57 Ford Fairlane trunk badge. This is a pretty good sized piece. Of course, that was a big trunk. Thinking about a Divco badge now. Remember where I found this piece? I just got this last week. This one, 21 inches long, almost 2 feet. So this took up a good chunk across the back of that trunk lid. Just over 3 inches tall. So this was a statement piece badge. Obviously, the plastic is faded. This would have been gold up here at the top in kind of the crown area. Then, of course, the red, white, and blue down here in the Ford badge. Fairlane letters appear as though they were black or silver, or white, or white or silver with a black background. So this would have been this was a statement piece on the back of a 57 Ford. Definitely a big piece that you couldn't miss sticking out back there. So that's what we've got for the badge tonight. I want to know who's bringing ice cream for the gathering. I need to get my freezer full of ice cream if we're going to do that. It could just about fly on its own. For our cap tonight, we're going to go way back. Way back. Super way back. We're going to get a little bit of history on this piece before we get to it. Don't ice cream. Yeah. I need to get my freezer full of ice cream, though, if we're going to do that. Hosea Dallas Dort and Billy Durant had established the Flint Road Cart Company in 1886, which became the Durant-Dort Carriage Company when Billy Durant went off to set up Buick, GM, and Chevrolet. Hosea Dort stayed with the carriage business. However, in 1915, Dort entered the automobile business with the Dort Motor Company. The Dort was a well-made small car, and quality goes clear through was a company slogan. The first Dort was a 17-horse, 4-cylinder, half-passenger touring car, and was well received with nearly 9,000 units built the first year. A wider range of body styles was offered from 1917. Sales increased and reached in excess of 30,000 units in 1920. The post-First World War recession resulted in falling sales thereafter. A 45 horsepower 6-cylinder model was introduced in 1923 and was the only model offered in 1924, the last year of Dort production. So for tonight's cap, we have a cap from a Dort. Obviously made sometime between 1915 and 1924. This is a smaller cap. It is actual steel, I think, or brass. Maybe it's brass. The Dort is very clear. No, I don't think we're going to sell this one. The Dort is stamped in here nice and clear. It's a little crusty on the back. You can still see it in the back, though, where it's cast in there. Hex on here. But since this one was metal, maybe that's why it held up a little bit better. We can even see the hex on this one not chewed up like we do a lot of the aluminum ones. The rings around the letters in here, nice and crisp and clear. 2 3/4 across the back on this one, so under 3 inches overall diameter. Yeah, where will it be laying during the gathering? And about 1 5/8 deep. Another new to Randy Auto. That's part of the reason we do this. Dort, obviously, a very interesting history with its early years with Billy Durant prior to taking over Buick and setting up GM. So some distinct ties to General Motors from the Dort Carriage Company. Yes, yeah. We'll have it up there with Heather's picture. And like I said, it's a neat piece. And that's what I really like about Dort. I'm not going to go out and buy a Dort. But the Dort pieces and the history of the Dort, to me, is super interesting because it literally started Billy Durant in the car or in the buggy business. He got out of the buggy business to get into the automobile business, but that's where he started at. That's where it came from. To a certain extent, this is part of GM history. You know, Dort stayed in the carriage business. Durant went off to automobiles, obviously became very successful. Dort continued in the carriage business, but obviously at some point, if we're figured if you're going to be in the business with four wheels, it better be motorized, because that's obviously where things were heading. And obviously we know that was definitely what happened. Billy Durant just definitely ahead of the curve on that deal. But Dort, one of the, not necessarily a division ever a part of GM, but where Billy Durant, and probably where the idea for consolidating some of these manufacturers came from Billy Durant at Dort prior to going to GM. So to me, some cool history with the Dort. So there we got it, the 57 Ford trunk badge and the cute little Dort cap tonight. Hudson badge. All right, that brings us up to tonight's sales brochure. If you guys can handle this. Tonight's sales brochure is something else. This is a pretty big one. It may take a little bit of configuring around so you guys will be able to see it. It is a beautiful piece. It has knock your socks off artwork. It has elegance. It has charm. It has style. It has some amazing pictures from this era. And I am very excited to share with you guys tonight the brochure for the Standard of the World Cadillac for 1959. Yes, the epitome, the iconic, the poster child for tail fins, the 1959 Cadillac original sales brochure. Now, this cover is heavy cardboard. This one is banged up a little bit, probably because it is such a heavy cardboard. This is all embossed into the cover, if you guys can tell that. This is all raised in the cover. It's a pretty good size piece. So when we start opening it up and going through it, it's going to take up a little room. It's about 12 by 14. About 14 by 12. So, Scotch Rite Divide. Unless I've got another one in this new collection, this is the only one that I know of that I own. So, who's ready to dig into this one? Because we know this is going to be good. As we open the cover, Kevin's ready. Nothing fancy unless we're missing a page. Maybe we're missing a page, but great picture there. By appointment to the world's most discriminating motorists, Cadillac for 1959 presents a new realm of motoring majesty. Interior shot here, a partial interior shot. It does show the power brake pedal off in that shot. The Coupe de Ville, this is the 62 Coupe, not the Coupe de Ville, with very finely dressed people right there in the shot. And that's right, Eric. Just what Beat said. We're talking a lot about this stuff, how I find it, where I find it, how to get it bought, stuff like that. They are great, Glenn. There's no doubt about it. Elegance and style. You better listen to that one. Hey, I like 60 Buicks too. So on to the next page. The 6-window 62 sedan. Now, if you'll notice, this is a 4-door hardtop with kind of the, I don't want to say bubble top, but more of the curved roof. And the 62 flat top, 4-window 4-door hardtop. The very distinct, literally known as a flat top roof design for 59 that GM had. Extremely popular today. That's right, Chad. I think everybody loves the flat top GMs. What's next? Well, this thing's a little tricky. It's so big. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. The new standard of the world in supremacy. The 62 series convertible in red. And as we flip the small inside insert, there is the actual Coupe de Ville in white. What's next? What do you guys think of this one? Are we digging this brochure or what? This thing is great. The new standard of the world in leadership. We're at the halfway point. Kevin's digging it. We're in the middle of the brochure. And this one's a little bit different. This is a very seldom seen 59. The Fleetwood 60 Special Sedan, which actually had this slightly different rear quarter with this scoop type design on the rear quarter on it. So let's start working our way through the back half of this catalog. Been pretty good so far, I'd say. Now, just as we saw in the earlier 4-door hardtops in the Series 62, also available in the Sedan de Ville, both body styles. I love the green on this flat top. Look at this flat top 4-door hardtop with the green color scheme. There goes the hearts again. I'm taking it that means you guys are digging the Cadillac brochure. And once again, the curved roof 4-door hardtop in Sedan de Ville. 4-window versus 6-window with the curved roof having the extra small glass in the back. 6 plus 3 in the trunk. Yep. If you notice on the 4-door hardtop flat top, the rear back glass curves around. On the curved roof, it has a smaller corner window back here on that roof line. Okay, here it is, guys. The new standard of the world in splendor. This is it, the top dog. The Eldorado Baritz convertible from 1959. Had extra chrome on the back area back here. One interesting thing about this one is it actually shows the interior shot with factory bucket seats. And as we flip the Eldorado Seville, the two-door hardtop version. The new standard of the world in achievement, the Fleetwood 75 sedan and limousine, the 1959 Cadillac limo. And as we flip to the next page, something that I actually was not even aware of. I'm not sure what's going on here. I assume this is correct. But this last, not the last picture, but second to the last picture, close up of the bucket seats. Yep. Yes, bucket seats were available in 59 and 60 full-size GM cars. They are extremely rare. You don't hardly ever see them, but they were available. That's exactly right, Kenny. Okay, something I wasn't even aware of. The Eldorado Brome, the new standard of the world in majesty. This car does not even look like a 59 Cadillac, and I did not even realize they built this car. You bet, Scott. In fact, I'm going to look something up real quick. I'm going to grab my big red book because it's super handy and it's right here, and I'm going to check something because I am extremely curious right now. Okay, I now know why I have never seen this car. But apparently they did make it. Holy cow. Okay, we're all going to learn something. The Eldorado Brome sedan. So bear with me here, guys. I'm going to show you the picture. That's right, Chad. The Eldorado Brome is unique among motor cars, custom designed and custom built. It is dramatically and classically beautiful. Every advanced feature of comfort, convenience, luxury, and performance known to automotive science is utilized to make the Cadillac Eldorado Brome the source of utmost pride and pleasure. Cadillac air conditioning, cruise control, automatic headlamp control are included as standard equipment among its many features. Yes, it did say cruise control in 59. Interiors are styled and fashioned in a great variety of elegant selections of the world's choicest leather and fabrics. Consult with your authorized Cadillac dealer for details on this limited production motor car. Okay? So this is a 59 Cadillac. They did produce some. Look at this picture. Does it look a little bit weird? Because that does not look like a 59 Cadillac. What do you guys think? Looks more like it's like 61 or 62. See, so Chad's agreeing with me too, okay? Well, like I said, I just grabbed my big red book because my big red book has some pretty good production info in it, okay? So it is not listed as a limo. It lists the 75 sedan as a limo. But it lists this Eldorado Brome completely separate, okay? So according to my big red book, 50 years of American automobiles. I've used this book so much it's literally falling apart. But when I look up the specifications in here, that's exactly where we're going, Chad. Production, according to my big red book, it was 99 units. That's why I've never seen one. Now, why? I think I figured out why. 1959 Cadillac. If you bought a basic 1959 Cadillac convertible, Series 62, not an Eldo, just a nice Series 62 Eldorado, or a nice Series 62 59 Cadillac convertible. According to this book, the base price of a 59 Series 62 convertible, $5,455. Okay? Which is a chunk of change, don't get me wrong. We just talked about the Continental Mark II was priced right around $10,000 a couple of short years earlier. So you could buy a 59 Cadillac Series 62 for $5,455 base price. Your Series 62 two-door hardtop was $4,892. So basically a new Cadillac in, even your DeVille series, $5,498, $5,252, you were looking around $5,000 for a new Cadillac. $5,000 to $5,500 with a few options on a new Cadillac in 1959. Now, if you wanted to step up to an Eldorado Baritz convertible, top dog, extra chrome, fancy hubcaps, I think the bucket seats maybe even came with an Eldo. 1959 Eldorado Baritz convertible coupe, $7,401 base price. So the Eldorado Baritz convertible was $2,000 more than a base Series 62 convertible. $2,000. $2,000 more over a car that was $5,000. That's a chunk of change in 59 money. Massive chunk of change. And I don't know why. There's not enough information in this brochure to explain it to us. But the Eldorado Brome hardtop sedan, the car we just looked at without tail fins on a 59 Cadillac, that they produced 99 cars. This car, base price, which there probably wasn't many options left at that, $13,075. $13,000. The limo, the base price on the Series 75 limo, if you were buying an actual limo, factory Cadillac limo, base price on a limo was $97,448. So this thing was almost $4,000 more than a limo. So I don't know anything about these cars. It is a new mystery. It is very interesting to me. I never knew this car existed until I flipped to the back page of this brochure. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of them built. Well, when I looked up that Continental Mark II that was $10,000 and 56, that was like 120 in today's world. And this was 13,000, so probably 140. So that was kind of fun and interesting. We all learned something. That's the whole purpose of what we're doing here. We have a great time, but we all learn something while we're doing it. Yeah, it probably was more than a Rolls Royce. So I don't know what was so amazing about that thing, but it was pretty special apparently. So I better put my big red book back in the cabinet before it falls apart on me. Yeah, don't know, John. I never even knew to even look them up. I'm sure. Well, you had to be a pretty special customer because you're talking almost. You know, the base price on a Series 62 convertible was $5,200. You're talking 2.5 brand new 59 Cadillac convertibles. So you had to be a special customer swinging that kind of checkbook. Overseas, the diplomats, that could be. Execs, a car like that wouldn't just be execs. That would be like president. $297 for a Brits convertible. That's probably not out of line if it was a good car. I've seen those cars well into six figures. So anyway, we all learned something. The Eldorado Barome sedan, hardtop sedan for 1959 without tail fins. Yep, definitely more than a house. 59 Lincolns, yeah, those have a unique style too. I've got two 58s, which are very, very similar to a 59. And that just about wraps it up. We're going to catch a little bit about the information on the last page where it clearly shows the X-frame design on the chassis for the 1959 Cadillacs. We'll get into a little bit of these specs as well. We'll go over a few of the high points in theirs, but I definitely want to show you the chassis shot showing the X-frame. There's number one. So what are the highlights? Cadillac power steering, Cadillac power brakes, Cadillac hydromatic drive. Air suspension, yes. Were you guys aware air suspension was available on these cars? It was available in 58 as well. Provides ride quality that is unobtainable with conventional springs. Pioneered by Cadillac, this newest and most outstanding advancement in passenger car riding comfort also levels the car to a normal height under a minimum or maximum complement of passengers and luggage. So yes, air ride available. Cadillac cruise control, a very, very new thing in 1959. Permits the driver to maintain a constant speed of travel automatically. It promotes highway safety by reducing fatigue and is also an aid to increase fuel economy. No kidding, Jeff. Hey, there's Dirty. Power windows and seats, Autronic eye, the automatic headlight dimmer, that had been around for several years by that point. Power locks, air conditioning, easy eye glass, radio, heating system, fog lights. Now, some specifications. 390 cubic inch, 8-cylinder engine. 10.5 to 1 compression. 3 two-barrel carburetor engine on Eldorado, Brits, Seville, and Brome. Available at extra cost on other models. Yes, 3 deuces were available in 59. I've actually got an intake laying upstairs right now. If anybody wants to put 3 deuces on their 59 Cadillac, I do have an intake for one. The rest of this is pretty much basic stuff. Gas tank capacity 21 gallons, 12-volt electrical system, all pretty much basic information. But there we have it for tonight's sales brochure, the 1959 Cadillac. Well, that one was a lot of fun, guys. That's why I can't wait to get into this new collection. Because there is going to be some epic stuff in there. Super excited about it. Sounds great, Chad. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for becoming a member of the Nobodies. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got hundreds more coming in. But this one, definitely a good one. Thanks, Scott. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't know what's coming in this collection, but I know there's going to be a lot of great stuff. That could happen, Dirty. All right, we want to do another license plate, maybe a hubcap here real quick before I fall asleep. We're going to do auction a couple more things real quick. I got a cap and a license plate laying here we'll do. And then we'll see how things are going. Austin went and got ice cream. Not a terrible plan. I can't really fault that plan. It's really good. I'll give everybody else a Hudson badge, but I really think you got a great idea there. Okay. This is kind of a unique plate, and we're going to back up a few years here as well to 1937 to Nebraska. How about this one? This is a good-looking plate, guys, considering its age, 1937. Gray with black letters. Back even looks pretty good. It's kind of an odd size. 10 3/4 by 5.5. So just a little bit shorter. Sounds great, Bill. We'll catch you later. So anyway, let's do this one at a cap, and we may not even do much more auction stuff tonight. I'm getting pretty whipped. So we'll see how things go. If anybody's going to get us rolling on the 37 Nebraska plate, then we'll do a cap, and then we may catch a few more things. Tony at 10, Eric at 25. As we hit the timer, and away we go. Now you guys are making me want ice cream. And I know how 2 small bowls work. That was 2 regular size bowls. Just past 30 seconds, a minute left. That's true, Kenny. That's exactly right. Eric at 25 coming out swinging on this one. We might be done. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap it up. We'll see, Eric. We're getting close to the end. Matt at 26, and you did get sniped at the last second. I thought it was done, and at 129, Matt snuck it in there. Holy cow. I thought you had it. Matt was sitting there waiting. Boom. Wow. All right, let's slide a cap in here real quick for our Mopar fans. Doing some Mopar stuff tonight. Yeah. They had that much. It was like 129 when it came in, Matt. That's how tight that was. You had maybe a second before it was going to flip. This is a pretty cool cap. It's banged up a bit. It's been repainted probably to match somebody's car on this old Plymouth cap. Obviously got the ship on it. It appears to have some red paint underneath it. It looks like somebody painted this like a dark blue, probably to match their car. It does have some scraping in it around the outside perimeter here, but a pretty unique cap with a very distinct, you can very distinctly see the ship in it, which is what makes it cool. This is a metal back cap with a chrome, metal structured cap with a chrome cap laid over it. I thought it looked kind of cool. And somebody did that to match their car, make it a little different. 10 inches in diameter on the Plymouth cap. And here we go. Eric at 15. Randy at 20. Coming up on the 30-second mark. Just past the 30-second mark. We're going to wait towards a minute. And that's true. That's exactly right, Randy. Just little things like this where you could change it, kind of match your car. Didn't take a ton of work. And people were creative about that stuff. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Randy at 20. Sounds great, Pete. Wow, that's crazy, Scott. Randy at 20. We're getting ready to wrap this one down. Eric, 24. Kevin, 27. Eric, 28. Few seconds left. And that does it. Eric got it done at 28. Randy had a 30. Kevin had a 30. Eric at 28 is who we had at the 130 mark. He was shooting again anyway. All right, you guys want to do a super early plate real quick? Like earlier than we even usually do plate real quick, or we want to go on? Eric's like, yes. This thing is really cool. This one's been laying there. I've been staring at it, debating on what to do with it. Well over 100 years old. Has a lot of paint loss, but structurally looks really good. And I've been looking at it for a couple weeks and finally decided to throw it in the pile tonight. Going back 107 years. Appreciate that, Kenny. 107 years to 1918. And we've done a few Kansas this early. We haven't even seen many Kansas this early. This one, Wisconsin, 1918. Obviously, definitely has paint loss. It's not rusted out. It's not bent up. It just has some paint. Has quite a bit of paint loss. It is 13 by 5. Jesse at 15 as we hit the timer and get ready to roll on this 1918 Wisconsin. Eric, 25. Yeah, who knows what this thing would have to say. Randy, 30. "30 seconds gone. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Randy at 30. Everybody kind of sitting on their thumbs. One of the late plates. Just about ready to wrap it up. Randy at 30. We got a few seconds left. What's going to happen? Eric, 32. And that did it. Eric got it done at 32. I thought there might have been something else hanging in there, but that did it. Eric slid it in there at 32. All right, let's touch base on the raffle real quick, see who got in this week, and then let's do some story time, and then we'll kind of see where we're at. Yeah, that has a tendency to happen, Matt. You go to swap meet, you kind of have a tendency, it kind of puts a dent in the play funds, doesn't it? This week in the raffle, giving away a set of 23s, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Montana, all 1923s. These two are pretty good. These have some paint loss. None of them are rusted out or anything, but just really killer set of plates. All four of them going to the winner. Tim B., Austin McCoy, James Cody, Randy Ellenberger, and Brian Waycamp all in the raffle this week. Those names have been added to the can along with the names from the first week, and we're going to be giving this stuff away here in a few weeks. That makes a big difference, Scott. I think we'll give these away on the May 4th. I think we'll do a May 4th because that week after the Sunday night after the Nobodies is going to be the 27th. The 30th falls literally on a Wednesday. The 1st is on a Thursday. And since that's just going to be kind of a quick recap, I think we'll just, we'll just go ahead and give it away on the 4th. May the 4th be with you. That's correct. So I think we'll shoot for the 4th on this month's raffle for the drawing. All right, who's ready for some story time? Tonight, we've got a twofer. My contact is going wonky. Well, hello, Great Kitty. You want to come say hi? Nope, you're walking back off. We're going to start off with the 1972 Oldsmobile 88. Basic green sedan. This is a 1972. This car, Dad did this car in 1978, July of 78. And we've got a full work order on it. That's cool. So let's do a little bit of digging into this 72 Olds 88. Probably some of them, Matt. Just depends on which ones you want or which ones you need. So let's see if there's yes, there is a ticket when Dad bought this. This is a 1972. He bought it April 12th of 1978. He bought this 47 years ago yesterday. I did not even realize this. I just pulled the packet. I did not go through it last night, but he literally bought this car 47 years ago yesterday. $275. Title $825. $283.25. It had 99,512 miles on it, which was a ton for a car at that time. This car was 6 years old with 100,000 miles on it. So let's see what this thing needed at 100,000 miles on a 6-year-old car. Timing gear and chain, tune-up, hoses, transmission service, pack wheel bearings, turn rotors, front pads, rear shoes, turn drums, air filter, battery, upper A-frame bushings, overhaul starter, overhaul alternator, R&R steering wheel, flush cooling system, R&R soft plug, exhaust system, mount and balance 4 tires, install seat covers, install vinyl top, windshield, all 4 shocks, and trunk lock cover, fuse and light bulbs, add freon, compressor bearing, service job, valve cover gaskets, pinion seal, washer pump, header panel. Header panel or heater panel? Paint and buff, so I had to put a header panel on it. Back glass. Cat, what are you doing? That's just still remembers putting the seat covers and the vinyl top on that car. So this was a 6-year-old car. Yeah, sometimes you wonder that, don't you, Tony? Yes, Kenny, it needed a little. That's for sure. This is a 6-year-old car. Can you imagine going out today and buying a 2019 that needs timing gear and chain, tuned up, exhaust system, shocks, brakes would be a possibility. That's a ton of work on a 6-year-old car. So let's check some of these prices. Gasket sealed, timing chain gear, $27.45 for all of it. Seat covers were $62. Used windshield, $35. And trunk lock cover, $2. Vinyl top, $18. Header panel, $70 for a new header panel. And that was a GM header panel. $3M, $6.92, probably some sandpaper or something. 1 quart of Ditzler. 1 quart of Ditzler dark green. $6.65 for 1 quart of paint. Insurance policy. Midwest Tire Center. 4 H78 by 15s, $12.50 a piece. Total with tax for 4 tires, $51.50. Brett's with us from Colorado tonight. So, after all that work, bought it April 12th of 1978, sold it July 5th of 1978. So that all happened in 2 months of evenings and weekends. So after that was all said and done, yeah, I haven't found the right heather panel. Yeah. After that, I'm just trying to put all the notes together here. It looks like he sold that car for $1,550, but he allowed $550 for a 1968 Oldsmobile. Heading to Utah and California. Man, you're literally everywhere, Brett. So paid $283.25 for it all together with title work, and did that amount of work to it. So he had not counting labor, about $600 in it, not counting his time, which was a lot of work. So $1,550, got $1,000 in cash, and a 1968 Oldsmobile 88. So let's look at the 1968 Olds. This one didn't need near as much work. So he obviously got this car, would have been July 5th, and sold it July 20th. Had to put a windshield in it, had to put a muffler on it, and clean it up. So that was about it. So didn't have to do much work to it. And it looks like basically he got his $550 back out of it. So fortunately, he didn't have to spend much money on it. But the $550 that he showed on trade was profit anyway. So getting that back got full profit out of it. Hey, look at that. Kevin L. is now a nobody. And Brett hitting us with a super chat. Supercharged super chat. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate that. Kevin L., now an official member of the Nobody Group memberships. And Brett hitting us with a super chat. Supercharged super chat badge for Brett. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. It's always fun when we do that. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So there's our two for doubling up on story time tonight. with the 72 Olds 88 as well as the 68 Olds 88. Thanks, Leo. Glad you were here. So glad you're still having a lot of fun with these. Hudson badge. Okay. I don't think we're going to get into do any Hemmings or magazine tonight just because I'm so whipped. If you guys want to do a few more auctions, we got some badges and a couple more license plates we can do. That's up to you guys. You tell me what you want to do. We can auction a few more pieces, but I probably do not quite have the energy to get into much of a magazine tonight. So what do you guys think? Videos, like I said, I'm going to try to get back on a normal schedule this week. Should have some content ready to go. I've got a lot of content in there. I just got to get it ready to throw up. So we will definitely hopefully get back on a normal even keel there since I skipped Friday night. So we'll be back on Wednesday night. You will actually remember the public video will actually be the one from 2 weeks ago. And we'll get back on a normal schedule here hopefully soon. Last week just really kind of screwed things up. This week isn't looking much better. But I'm going to try to be a little bit better organized on the videos because I now know what I'm up against this week. I've got, last week, some of this stuff just, boom, popped up out of nowhere. I knew I was going to go do the auction video, but I didn't anticipate that stop on the way back from the auction video. I didn't anticipate this literature collection and all the new old stock parts on that deal. That stuff came out of the blue. I've got to work on those deals this week, but I know where I'm at on those. And then we'll see how things go next Sunday. Like I said, we will be on at some point. I may be, it may be from a hotel if I am out of town, but I definitely want to jump in and recap for the gathering. So anyhow, please keep that in mind, guys. And if you're still thinking about coming, let us know. After what we just heard, what we're going to have for lunch, I would think about anybody would want to come. Even if you didn't want to go look at the cars, I think lunch is going to be worth coming for. So it's going to be exciting. Great Kitty, what are you doing over there? Hey. That's right. Things are buzzing around Tractor Mike's place. That's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's right. Hit Pete up at badboychevrolets@gmail.com. I don't blame you, Randy. That's kind of how I feel right now. But glad you were able to hang out with us for quite a while. So anyway, don't see any other comments about doing any more auction pieces, so we'll slide that stuff off for next week, maybe if we're here. Or maybe a couple weeks before we do it. If we're out of town next week, and we depends on what happens. If we all survive the gathering in a couple weeks on what we can do on Sunday night. But anyway, guys, like I said, I'll try to be on a normal schedule on videos this week. Stay tuned. We'll get some of that stuff up. Like I said, next week we'll be on at some point. I just don't know if I'll be here or from a hotel room, but definitely want to get back with you guys prior to the gathering. Hit Pete up. Thought Tractor Mike was a Chevy guy. I don't know. We're fixing to find out, I guess. He's got some Fords, too. He's got a Willys, too. We all saw the Willys on the Nobody's page. That's the problem, guys. I can't go straight to bed. I know we've talked about this a little bit, but after, I've been on for a little over 2 hours, and you guys are firing comments out there and I'm trying to keep up with them. I can't just go to bed. It takes me at least 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours to wind down after we get done. So if we cut now, I can probably be in bed by midnight. Exactly, Kenny. It's wind down time. So it's just a lot to it, but that happens sometimes. So did I get your payment? What did you send, Jesse? Was it PayPal or was it check? What did you send? I'm undiagnosed. Undiagnosed for what? PayPal, I think I did, Jesse. Let me see what it was for. Okay, yes, I've got it. There is no information with it. You had a plate and then a mug and then 2 plates for Pappy in the raffle. But there's no shipping information on here, which is fine. I can get that from you. But I missed that. You had raffle on there. For some reason, I missed that. So not sure what happened there. But yes, I've got it. I will just need a mailing address to get the plate. And then, like I said, I should have the stuff from Pappy this week for the guys that are not going to be at the gathering. So I will print that right now to make sure I don't forget it. So no problem. That is exactly why I go through these of who got in every week. That is the exact reason why I do it, to make sure I didn't miss one. So that's exactly what I want you to do. Double check with me and make sure we get you in. So you're going in the can right now for next week. Taken care of. Appreciate it. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and start winding things down. Just get with me later on that, Jesse. Well, I can probably write it down here real quick. Hold on. I don't like doing this, but it's right there in front of me. So bear with me for a second, guys. Okay. Spectrum hasn't been created yet. Yep. Yeah, I understand that, Jesse, but you got to remember, I ship 20 or 30 packages a week. So you're right. I probably have it somewhere, but that may take an hour to find it. So that's why I always have to have them. So anyway, with that, I think we'll go ahead and wind things down, get ready to wrap things up. And let's see, what is today? Tuesday, Sunday, Tuesday. Yeah, we'll jump on for a bit Tuesday night. We will get normal content up Wednesday and Friday in theory, as long as nothing else goes haywire this week. Because like I said, last week definitely went haywire, but it was all good stuff. I got some awesome stuff. So it was worth it. But man, I had not anticipated last week getting that far out of control. Hey, there's Martin stopped by. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. So anyway, awesome, Randy. Thanks. Yep, that's what I'm going to try to do. So we'll see some of you guys Tuesday night. We'll see you in some way, shape, or form next Sunday night and get some more content up this week. Hopefully we'll be on a normal schedule. Getting ready for the gathering of the nobodies. Fire that email off to Pete if you still want to get involved in that. And can't wait to see everybody here in a couple of short weeks. It's going to be here before we know it. I got a lot of work to do, a lot of cleaning up to do before we get to that point. This shop where we're at now, I'm going to forewarn you right now after last week, it will probably still be a wreck. Because like I said, I filled the Colorado twice. Yes, Martin, I do believe I did get your check in the mail this week. I'm pretty sure I got that one too. I basically just backed up the door and started piling stuff out. So I had 2 full. Yeah, that's fine, Eric. Not a problem. Thanks, Scott. Always appreciate the Johnny Carson comments. Just, kind of floors me that you guys think that what we do here is at least of some quality, much less to consider it of any sort of decent quality. So always appreciate the Johnny Carson comments. Those are awesome. Means a lot. And with that, I think we're going to wrap her up. We'll see some of you Tuesday night. We definitely hope to see you right back here next Sunday night in some way, shape, or form for some more interactive Gearhead live chat. And we're going to see a whole bunch of you in person here in a couple of short weeks for the second annual gathering of the Nobodies. And I don't know about you, but I am ready for some brisket, like now. We got to wait a couple weeks, but I'm ready for something now. Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate that. Everybody have a great week. And we just hope to see you next Sunday night. Thanks for watching, everybody.